just hit the unfollow button. I don't need your business. Thanks.
The real tragedy? Disney's learned nothing. The Little Mermaid drowned. Mulan bombed.
Rachel Zegler reacts furiously after Snow White gets pulled, but her attempt to save face may have torched her career. One viral rant turned into a full-blown meltdown, and not even Disney could control the fallout.
And to everyone who hates when I win, the winged victory came to the Louvre in pieces, and people still line up to see her. And I can only hope.
Rachel Zegler posted a video after she returned from what seemed like a brutal virtual conference. One would expect her to maintain composure while expressing gratitude to fans or recognizing the poor reception of Snow White's performance. But nope.
That despite my flaws, and despite my cracks and my breaks, and there are many of them, that at every premiere and everything I do, people will wait in line to see.
Zegler delivers a speech that appears to have been written by Shakespeare and her public relations advisor during their mimosas session. The audience continues to gather and provides continuous support to my work. Cue dramatic lighting and violence. The moment became a combination of intense crying and public image management activities. She used the symbol of a statue to compare herself to a literal statue, the Winged Victory at the Louvre. A movie without its audience finds comparable symbolism in a centuries-old statue that has lost its limbs. Internet users displayed their well-known qualities of empathy and kindness in their responses. TikTokers had a field day. People reacted to her video across Twitter in two ways: through comedic stitching or using shocked expressions that said, "Girl, no." During her ordeal, spectators went beyond watching her burn by operating a popcorn stand. And the memes? Oh, the memes. Rachel's tearful expression at that moment became the most recent addition to reaction picture collections. Netizens assigned several humorous captions to the video, including statements like, "When you burn your toast and still try to call it artisanal," and "POV, you just realized your movie's Rotten Tomatoes score is lower than your phone battery." Her explanation faced rejection from the internet, which transformed it into memes before delivering them to group chat members. A $250 million budget for a film typically leads producers to expect returns that exceed $43 million at minimum. As depicted in the original story, the main character of Snow White failed to achieve what she was supposed to do. Theaters lost audiences to such an extent that viewers literally danced their way out of movie theaters. And Zegler's video? The video's release functioned as fuel that worsened the movie's widespread criticism. The Twitter trends #snowflop and #notmyprincess spread across social media platforms at a speed that exceeded the time it takes to say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall." Zegler appeared arrogant instead of misunderstood or vulnerable by delivering a Shakespearean performance to the hostile audience of YouTube comments. But wait, there's more. The greatest hits of Rachel Zegler's press tour includes many more cringe-worthy moments beyond the video.
I mean, the original cartoon came out in 1937, and very evidently so. There's a big focus on her love story with a guy who literally stalks her.
Yeah.
Weird.
During interviews, she described the 1937 Snow White film as weird because of the kissing a prince storyline, which she called stalker behavior. Zegler delivered a full roast of Disney's original princess story at a level that matched open mic comedy performances.
I just mean that it's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White. She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be.
She declared her Snow White character would not experience a prince rescuing her. She delivered this statement with a superior attitude that even your average female entrepreneur would consider excessive. Each statement she delivered during the interview carried passive-aggressive snickers, dismissive eye rolls, and a superior attitude that expressed her belief in being beyond conventional fairy tales. The promotional visit transformed into an aggressive mockery of everything she had been hired to advertise. It would be absurd if someone received millions to promote a product, yet labeled it as outdated trash throughout the entire promotional segment. That was a bold move.
$200 billion.
$100 billion
in the last 4 years. Yeah, and they have solid PE ratios. 32 point. Tom, how good of a PE ratio is 32.66?
That's still pretty strong.
That's
for
still
media.
pretty strong.
A film with budget costs exceeding the national gross domestic product requires massive opening weekend profits. When Snow White was released to the public, audiences showed their disapproval. Despite facing controversy, The Little Mermaid managed to earn $95 million during its opening weekend. But Snow White couldn't match its success with a meager $43 million. That's not just underperforming. The financial performance of this production evaporated as rapidly as your annual resolutions did in February. Both attendance numbers and the deserted theaters proved the film's poor performance. Analysts named the film a significant financial failure that some considered one of Disney's worst losses in recent years. What made it worse? The merch wasn't moving either. The merchandise, including toys, tie-in books, and lunchboxes, remained unused on store shelves as if they were abandoned remnants of a failed fantasy product line. The lack of interest among parents and original fans prevented the movie from finding financial success because parents avoided spending money on a film their children didn't like, and original fans resented what they considered an improper remake. The movie created an absolute catastrophe in both ticket sales and merchandise revenue. Fast forward to the Oscars. Disney appears panicked about their situation, so they force Rachel into a spotlight role while she receives no redemption storyline. Gal Gadot accompanies her co-star to the carpet, but the body signals reveal that she would have preferred to be stuck in traffic instead. The tension between them felt thicker than the heaviest Kardashian contour. Gal barely acknowledged her. PR disaster, table for two.
Visual effects push the boundaries of what we see on screen.
Their work makes the impossible seem possible.
With breathtaking ambition, they create magic that wraps its arms around our wildest imaginations.
Here are the nominees for Best Visual Effects.
The experts who analyze body language confirm that this friendship status is beyond the point of revival, as Bambi's mother did. Rachel earned her status as Hollywood's favorite actress during a previous period. The West Side Story, directed by Spielberg, launched Rachel to fame. She was fresh, talented, Golden Globe winning. The movie industry predicted great success for her in the future. The release of Snow White brought disaster to Disney. The production of a poor movie extended beyond bad filmmaking to include damage to a beloved classic, while she feigned victimhood during online backlash. Blaming the grandma for a burnt pie after you destroyed it becomes absurd in the same way. Let's talk about the response, or rather, the lack of one. There are no directors who come to her defense, no co-stars tweeting love. The industry has failed to produce any public support for her through social media platforms. Hollywood ghosted her. She sent a message through the group chat, but people only marked it as read. You realize things are in a severe state at that point. The situation became critical when studios began exiting their commitments behind the scenes. The talks she had been conducting about upcoming projects were suddenly on pause. Marketing departments began asking if she retained her status as a bankable performer. Hollywood remains unemotional in its business decisions. It's all about money. People will drop you immediately if they see you as a public relations risk, similar to a poor theatrical audition. A trusted source revealed that Rachel's crew is currently in chaos while they present lightweight media opportunities and design redemption storylines to anybody who might rescue her situation. The internet functions as an entity with limitless memory capabilities. Rachel faces an unfortunate situation because the internet possesses long-lasting memory and a quick temper. We don't intend to declare that Rachel's professional life has ended. Hollywood shows equal affection toward comeback stories and scandals. The entire scandal has taught everyone one vital lesson. You should avoid starting your performance with negative comments about the beloved childhood fairy tale. Respect your audience. Respect the source. And the use of statues as metaphors should be avoided in future presentations.